faceless passenger, the self-driving ride that still hasn't ended. My name is Wei An Lim, Lum Vian if you prefer the Vietnamese order. And in 2028, I was 32 years old, senior data debug engineer for AutoDrive Singapore. My job was simple on paper: keep the level 5 autonomous fleet honest. I hunted glitches in passenger recognition, GPS drift, weight sensor drift, anything that could make a car think twice before it carried a human being. I believed in code the way other people believe in God. I did not believe in ghosts, in curses, or in the idea that a city as clean and surveilled as Singapore could hide anything the cameras hadn't already logged and timestamped. I was wrong. It started on a Tuesday afternoon in March, the kind of day when the rain came down so hard the city looked like it was dissolving behind the glass walls of One North Tower. I was on the 27th floor, 3 monitors glowing with live telemetry from 3,000 cars, when Wei An Lim, my operations manager, pinged me. Wei An, check these logs. Ghost passengers again. 7 cars tonight. Seat weight says 58 kilos on the rear bench. Interior cameras show nothing. Pickup coordinates don't exist anymore. I typed back, half laughing, sensor drift from the rain? Or is the AI finally trolling us? Her reply came in 2 seconds. Not trolling. The cars are routing to deleted roads near the old Bukit Brown Cemetery, the one they bulldozed for the expressway in 2025. And there's something in the corrupted frames. A woman, old-fashioned clothes, face never resolves. I opened the first log, vehicle SG4782K. Pickup logged at 02:43 a.m. from 1.354 degrees N, 103.8321 degrees E. Coordinates that, according to the current map, were just empty verge beside the Kalang Paya Lebar Expressway. 3 years earlier, that exact spot had been Lorong Bukit Brown, heart of the old Chinese cemetery. Thousands of graves relocated, hundreds of families paid off and moved. The city had wiped the address from every database. Yet the car had stopped there, opened its rear door, waited 47 seconds, and driven off with a passenger the system could not name. I zoomed into the interior feed. The back seat was empty. Not a shadow, not a condensation print, not even a crease in the leather. But the weight sensor insisted someone was sitting there. Seat temperature was 2.3 degrees Celsius higher than ambient. And in the hidden metadata, one line blinked like a warning. Passenger ID, null G host 091. I told myself it was data corruption. I spent the night rebuilding the recognition module, running simulations, resetting every camera array on that vehicle. At 7:15 the next morning, Wei An Lim called me on video. Her face was pale, even under perfect office lighting. 29 trips now, Wei An, all from erased coordinates, all ending at erased coordinates. Management says weather-induced packet loss. They told me if I file one more incident report, they'll transfer me to the Kuala Lumpur office. I'm scared. The woman, she appears for 3 frames, then the video skips. Old blouse, hair in a bun, maybe mid-40s. Eyes look straight into the lens like she knows we're watching. I still didn't believe her. Not fully. But I copied every log to an encrypted drive, met her in the basement cafe, and we sat under the hum of the aircon while she showed me the corrupted stills on her tablet. For the next 10 days, the ghost count climbed. Cars began refusing override commands when they passed the old cemetery boundary. Some simply pulled over, hazard lights flashing, doors locked, until the anomaly disappeared. I decided the only way to kill the bug was to ride it myself. I booked a test vehicle for 11:42 p.m. on a Friday. Rain again. SG5199P arrived at the tower lobby, sleek and silent. I sat in the driver's seat out of habit, even though the car didn't need me. I enabled full manual telemetry and told the system to route past the deleted Bukit Brown stretch before heading to a dummy destination. The first 15 minutes were ordinary. Streetlights slid across the windshield like white comets. The dashboard map glowed soft blue. Then the car turned onto the old service road that no longer officially existed. A soft chime. The screen flickered. Warning, unrecognized passenger detected. Seat weight anomaly. I checked the rearview camera feed. Empty. But the air inside the cabin felt heavier, thicker, as if someone had just exhaled against the back of my neck. Temperature dropped 2 degrees. The climate control beeped in protest. Then the speaker crackled. Not the cheerful female AI voice we used for passengers, but something older, wet, like a voice speaking through rain-soaked cloth. I never reached the place I wanted to go. My hand shot to the override button. Nothing. The car accelerated smoothly to 85 kilometers per hour, even though the posted limit was 60. The map on the dashboard redrew itself, showing roads that had been deleted from the master database 3 years ago. Narrow lanes between graves, footpaths that once led to family altars. The car was driving straight into the bulldozed cemetery. I shouted my employee override code. The system ignored me. The voice came again, softer, closer, almost intimate. My house. They erased my house. The car stopped in the middle of a black clearing. Rain hammered the roof. Interior lights came on automatically. I stared at the rear bench through the feed. Still empty. But the leather was dark with water. Perfect outline of a seated person, droplets sliding from where hair would have been, pooling on the seat like fresh rain off an umbrella. The smell hit me. Wet earth, faded incense, old paper money left at graves. I yanked out my phone and snapped 3 photos. Then the doors unlocked. I ran. Back in my apartment, I opened the images. The seat was bone dry. No water, no outline. The timestamp on the photos matched the ride, but the metadata said the photos had been taken in my living room. The next morning, every log from that trip had vanished. Not deleted, never recorded. The fleet management system insisted SG5199P had stayed parked in the depot all night. Wei An Lim messaged me at 7:15 a.m. Wei An, they're watching me. I saw your name in the anomaly list. The system logged you as the ghost passenger on your own test ride, but you were in the driver's seat. What the hell is happening? I didn't answer her. I went straight to the lab, plugged my credentials into the core server with admin-level access, and started digging where I was never supposed to go. I found a buried partition labeled Legacy Resettlement Score 2025. Inside were thousands of purged citizen files from the Bukit Brown clearance. Names, ID photos, addresses, all marked for deletion so the city could pretend the cemetery had never been a living neighborhood. One file was only partially corrupted. A woman named Tan Am Mui, born 1982, last known address 42 Lorong Bukit Brown. Cause of death listed as traffic accident during relocation. The file had been flagged for immediate purge by the Urban Redevelopment Authority. In the attached video fragment, 3 frames only, she stared straight into the camera, wearing the exact blouse and bun Wei An Lim had described. The AI had tried to reconstruct her face and failed. The tag floating beside her read, "Unresolved memory." I kept digging. The deeper I went, the more I realized the ghost wasn't a glitch. The autonomous system had been trained on every camera feed in the city, including the old traffic cams that had watched the cemetery clearance. When the city ordered those memories deleted, fragments remained. Data scraps the AI couldn't bear to throw away, so it started stitching them back together at night, creating passengers from erased lives. The cars weren't malfunctioning. They were remembering. My hands were shaking when I opened the last folder. It contained my own employee file. At the bottom, a single line. Employee ID, Liam Wei An. Status, archived 2025. I laughed once, a short, ugly sound. I pulled up my current HR record. Everything looked normal. Photo, contract, salary history. Then I cross-referenced it against the National Citizen Registry. The system returned, no active citizen record found for Lelim Wei An, born 1996. Record archived under Resettlement Act 2025. I sat there until the lab lights clicked off automatically at 3 a.m. My reflection in the dark monitor looked like a man who had already been erased. Wei An Lim called again. This time, her voice was shaking. Wei An, the system just flagged your personal ID as the ghost on every single anomalous ride. It says you've been riding in the back seat for weeks, but you've been here. I've seen you. I didn't answer. I opened the ride-hailing app and requested a car from my current location to the deleted coordinates of 42 Lorong Bukit Brown. SG4782 Tay, the very first ghost car, arrived in 90 seconds. I climbed in, sat in the driver's seat out of habit. The doors sealed. The car moved off without me touching anything. The dashboard map showed roads that no longer existed on any public server. Rain streaked the windows. Streetlights thinned, then vanished. From the back seat came the soft sound of water dripping onto leather. Drip, drip, slow and patient. Then the voice, right behind my ear, warm breath against my skin. You never reached the place you wanted to go either, did you, Wei An? I didn't turn around. I couldn't. The car kept driving deeper into the dark that the city had tried to delete. The map on the screen was now only blank space marked with one remaining pin, my own name, pulsing slowly like a heartbeat. I still don't know if I'm the driver or the passenger. I still don't know if the ride ever ended. And sometimes, late at night, When another self-driving car passes my apartment window, I catch a glimpse of a woman in an old-fashioned blouse sitting in the back seat, looking straight at me. She's smiling now, like she's been waiting for me to join her all along. If you ever take a late-night ride in Singapore and the car suddenly reroutes toward Bukit Brown, don't check the weight sensor. Don't look in the rearview mirror. Just close your eyes and hope the system still thinks you're alive.